Hey everyone, this is more of like a blog today. Sorry, I was singing my heart out, so my voice is kind of but I was like, I've been down, so I felt like singing was something to help me like release and like, I guess, upturn my energy because I felt like I connected so much to somebody else and took on a lot of their repressed freedom. I don't know. It's hard to explain. So I'll tell you what happened because maybe this will help somebody else. And it's basically in the same category as when you go and give a reading for somebody and you don't connect. But I think I'll tell you a little bit about why I think it didn't connect so much on for me. And I think it has to do with this lesson today, maybe to help other people and even for myself to process how this does happen. So, a reading, a psychic reading, a medium reading, tarot reading, it's as good as what a person will allow it to be. If a person is very uh, glued to their beliefs and their restrictions and um, factual, very grounded in this world, they may not get the full composition of what spirit is trying to say because spirit is going to use any kind of feeling, sensation, picture, anything that comes through is meant for that person as a message. And if that person doesn't get the breadcrumbs and can't, reflect on it or be vulnerable enough to pick up on those little subtleties, the reading is as good as toast, like burnt toast. And it can happen. It can happen. I do readings a lot online. And there may be a handful of people that are like, sorry, like it just doesn't make sense. And that's okay. People are allowed to have these expressions of not having an okay experience. Like it's okay. And I have to tell myself that too because it doesn't feel good. Even to the reader, if somebody walks away and gets nothing. I mean, I'm a very sensitive person. So I feel like if the reading has no beneficial value, I've wasted resources. I've wasted my own ability and their time. So it feels like, oh. But I think also when I analyze this person's energy, they just feel restricted and guarded. And it was very apparent that I was probably like I had to do a second reading at this one church so I can be vouched by a minister so I can do readings there. So you have to read for two ministers. The first one, I was able to remote view what that minister was doing prior and give them a message from two loved ones. And it was on point, it was very accurate, and it was beautiful. The messages were really beautiful. And I don't remember them because spirit talks and it disappears, it vaporizes. So it was a very positive experience and I wasn't rushed. It was the person would interrupt me here and there and say yes, yes. Like they would just like give me the validation when like they recognize the person. Um and in relationship to the reading I did the other night, I was high vibrational. I was so happy. I was having fun that day. I was actually getting further along in Dark Souls, the game, and I was like, yeah, like this is great. And I'm like, let me do this reading. I'm feeling good. And when I called the person, I don't know if it was just the time constraints or they had somewhere they needed to go. It just felt like they wanted to be anywhere else but on the line with me, even though they were nice. It was like the energy in between the pleasantries. I don't know. That's all I can say. And then they interrupted me every 5 seconds to say no, no. And I'm like, okay. But I think the psychic reading struck a nerve, but their rapport with me definitely dropped significantly. They told another minister that it just didn't go well at all. And I mean, I can accept that. I can accept that they didn't have the experience that I wanted to provide for them, but I wanted to share that and be transparent that it can happen. It can happen to me. It can happen to anybody who's giving a reading and it just doesn't jive. And I'm trying to not use like oracle cards and tarot sometimes. Like I want to try to really enhance my own abilities. Um, so it was a bummer. And I still like I can pick up on some of the visuals from that reading very well. But there was like really some interesting tidbits, but she was like, no, sorry, our energy isn't vibing. So I wanted to share that. Um, as a thing, like what happens? It feels kind of low. It feels like you have to focus on your solar plexus and like um nurture it to remember who you are, that like you are aware of your own potential and your abilities and your talents and your what you can bring to the world. And I have to remember that too for myself, especially when I was aiming to work on a project to help people find missing persons. You know, even though I know maybe some of the information may not be as accurate as me or an investigator would like, but maybe that's just what we get or what I can get from that. So, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to share that. Okay. Bye.